In this week's form drawing exercise, we're going to work with the form that we worked with last week. And it looks like this. So, as per usual, we go over our form until we feel that we've achieved something that's balanced and harmonious. So, this is the form that we're going to extend, and I'm going to show you two forms where the two loops here, the pair of loops, have been extended down the way. So we're going to draw a form first where we show two sets of loops on top of each other, and then another form with three sets of loops. So what you do in order to draw that is you draw a half circle, come down into a loop, and then up into a loop, and then we go out the form and create a loop, and then cross over and have another loop, and then we come round the form, we rise back into the form and create a loop, and down and create a loop, and then up into the form where we create a loop, and down and create a loop, and then we're back to the point of exit here. So this is the a variation or extension, if you like, of this form with another set of loops. And if you're going to, in fact, you can, I'm going to show you now the form where you have it with three sets of loops, but you could, in fact, keep going with the loops, so you had 4 sets of loops or 5 sets of loops. It just depends on how long your piece of paper is, or how, obviously I've drawn it quite big here, how big you draw it. So really you can keep going, but with 3 sets of loops it looks like this. So here again, first bottom loop, and then we rise up into our form, top loop, and then we go down and we create a loop, cross over and create a loop, and then we come down the form and create a loop and cross over and create a loop, and then we come down into our bottom. This is the bottom bit. We've reached the bottom now, so we're rounding and then we're rising up and creating a loop, and then down to create a loop, and then we're rising and we're creating a loop, and then we're down, creating a loop, and then we're rising and creating a loop, and down, creating a loop, and rising and meeting our line where we started. So as you can see, these are far from harmonious, and so I would encourage you to go over them. If yours look anything like this, or if they don't even look anything like this, and you just feel, I really need to adjust my forms. Basically, when we go down in our form, we create the bottom loop first and then the top loop. But as we're getting to the bottom and we start rising in our form, we create a top loop first and then the bottom loop, and then we're rising in the form and creating a top loop first and then our bottom loop, and then we're rising in the form again and creating a top loop first and then our bottom loop, and then we're rising, and now we're back to the top. So here again we're falling, creating the bottom loop first and then a top loop, and we're falling in the form, and then bottom loop first and then our top loop, and we're falling in the form, and then bottom loop first and then our top loop, falling in the form, but here we start rising, so then top, and bottom, and so on. And it's the same for all of these because it is the same motion all the way around. And so you just go over your form. Form drawing, of course, is all about being flexible, movement. First and foremost, it's about movement. And movement, of course, is never static, you know, so it's about being flexible and adjusting, and, you know, that also entails, of course, being able to see where things need adjusted. Oh, so, you know, noticing that actually this bottom bit of my form sits out quite a bit further than this line. So, you know, if I want to adjust it, I should move this bottom bit in the way when I'm coming round the form. When I'm going round the form, move it in the way. Or move this out the way. That's another option, of course. But you basically want to make sure and remember that these forms are based on the lemniscate. And the lemniscate is our figure of 8, or our figure of 8, or our I've forgotten the word now. But it's a curvaceous and harmonious form, which doesn't look particularly curvaceous and harmonious as I'm drawing it here. But it's a sort of a slender kind of form. That's the exercise for this week, and I'll be back next week with a new exercise for you.